Nice and crispy.
Do I sound right?
Oh,
Yeah, you sound fine.
Bish bash bosh, bitch. Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Oh, Jesus, I'm nervous for
Cheers
this.
to you, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Oh. Lovely.
Wow, just like water.
Hello, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays with your host, Ryan McCabe. Today, I'm joined by F1 enthusiast and Rubik's Cube solver, Joe McCormick.
That's me.
How are you, Joe?
I'm wonderful, thank you, Ryan. How are you?
That's lovely. I'm also very good. That's really warmed up my chest, that shot.
Oh, it's burning my throat.
Oh, okay. In this episode, we're also going global with Gran Canaria resident Angelo Nuez.
Hola, hola, hola. Hello.
She like the little lisp I put on the Nuez.
Angelo Nuez. Yeah,
Nuez.
beautiful.
Yeah, basically Spanish.
It's a pleasure to be here, honestly. First time drinking on a podcast.
I'm glad you're here, Ange.
As soon as I heard about this podcast, I was like, I need to be on this.
Ooh, I'm glad both of you are here, because both of you, I wouldn't say you're huge drinkers, and you don't go out that often, which obviously isn't a bad thing at all. But yeah, I'm glad you two came on.
That was my first shot of vodka in like 2 years.
I'm glad you did it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a vodka guy specifically. I'm more like a beer. I love beer. But today I've got something very different.
Yeah, talk to us what you have, Ange. What you put on.
So this morning I went to my local Tesco to buy something to drink. And I was going to get a beer. But then I thought, I always drink beer. And I was looking around and I found this peach, like white wine spritz, which I had no idea what it was. But the can looks awesome. And I was like, why not? And
Can I see that?
I'm going to try it for the first time today.
It does look very interesting. I've never really tried a spritz before, but I'm not a huge wine fan.
5.5% in 250ml.
He's going to be hammered. Be on the floor.
Nah.
White wine.
Joe, what have you brought today?
Just the classic, San Miguel.
San Miguel.
Hashtag not sponsored, you know how it is.
Of course. Are you a big fan of San Miguel?
I've not had it for a while, and I was in Tesco earlier, and I thought, I was going to get a cider, because that's my go-to normally, but I thought, no, there's nothing I particularly fancy, and I was like, I'll try a beer that I've not had in a while. San Miguel it is, and here we are.
You'll have to see it. Every day is a sand day. Do you remember when I used to say that?
Yes. I do.
Yeah, it's my Snapchat story as well, the name of it. This week I'm drinking Budweiser. It's the one with a little twist cap. My favourite beer, if you two didn't know that. Yeah, love it out of the bottle, love it on draft. It's a complete beer.
Really?
Yeah. It's a bit of a controversial opinion, putting Budweiser at the top. But I think it's just so versatile, and I just love it. Huge fan.
I'm going to make a small ASMR for everyone listening.
Please do.
Oh, that was perfect.
You can enjoy that at home.
It's nice. I might put it on loop throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
So yeah, we've. I'm going to cut this bit out.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I need to clear my throat.
It tastes really nice.
Cool. You should say that again.
Sorry.
Wait. Go for it.
It tastes really nice.
Oh, there it is.
Like, honestly, it's really good. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, go on.
It's really nice.
Gosh, sharing the love over there. I'm so jealous.
It's better than I thought.
Nice.
It's kind of
Try it.
lethal.
If you would, Ange.
It's kind of lethal because it doesn't taste very alcoholic. It just
Nice.
tastes like a soft drink.
Yeah, it's very fruity.
It's got a strange aftertaste, though. Definitely.
I can taste the wine. I can definitely taste the wine taste.
It's lovely.
It's decent.
Got to wash it down with some beer, though.
Oh.
So a little segment we do here every week is we describe our perfect night out. Well, the guests do, so that's you two. Joe, would you like to start?
Perfect night out. I would say, I mean, I've never been one for clubbing. I've only ever been clubbing twice in my uni life, and my entire life for that matter. My perfect night out is just getting all the boys together and going to the pub, if I'm honest. A lot of people don't like Wetherspoons because it's not like a traditional pub, but I like Wetherspoons because you sit at the table, you're there, you've got the app with you as well, which I think is good because while going up to the bar is a classic thing that people do in pubs, I feel like ordering it on an app just feels cooler. Like it just arrives and you're like, oh, I ordered that on my phone. It's kind of cool. And they've got a wide range of foods there and a wide range of alcohol. It's not too expensive, so it doesn't break the uni students' bank accounts. And I don't know, we've just had some great times at Spoons, so that's my choice.
We have.
Perfect night out. And maybe if you're done with Spoons, you could pop to another pub, or maybe clubbing if you can convince me.
You like a bit of Noah's Ark, don't you?
I do like Noah's Ark.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite pubs at the minute, I reckon.
Definitely have to go there again at some point.
We should. We really should. And you like Union Rooms as well? That's your favourite spoons?
I love the Union Rooms. That's my go-to place.
Yeah, but the wait times on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Definitely midweek.
Not the one.
It's a midweek.
It's a midweek pub.
Location, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Angelo?
Well, I would say my perfect night out would be that night where I don't spend that much money and people pay for my drinks. I think that would be the perfect night out for me.
So your birthday then?
My birthday, or
Birthday night out.
doesn't have to be my birthday. Any time where I don't spend as much on drinks, to be fair. But I would say, I'd say pub is the best, but I really enjoy Prees. I think Prees is, for me, probably the peak of the night.
That's a brilliant shout. We've never talked about Prees on the show before, but it's such like a integral part to drinking.
I think Prees is, honestly, if not the most important part of the night, one 100%. Of them.
Prees is a good laugh because you have your drinks and you start to feel a bit tipsy, and then there's just the excitement of everyone going like, right, let's go to Spoons, and you walk out the front door and you're all feeling hyped, and you do slightly sober up on the walk to Spoons, especially because for us it's quite a trek, but by the time you get there you're ready for your next drink, and I think Prees are very important, Angelo.
For me, the walk after you leave your house after Prees is the best walk.
It's so good
because you're over the moon, you're drunk, you're laughing, you're doing crazy stuff.
It's great when that fresh air hits you.
Exactly,
like,
that one. I think that's the best, honestly. And just singing around and like going on the street and singing songs, pushing your friends. Honestly,
it's great. And then you see that traffic cone, you're like, maybe later.
Should I take it home?
One of my favourite things about pre-drinks is, well, if it's like at my own house, obviously, for this next point, is if I shower halfway through or get ready like halfway through prees.
And you shower during prees?
Yeah, it's actually like, I love doing it because, so I'll pre for a little bit, then take like a quarter of an hour or whatever to go shower, get ready, and then come back down. I'm pretty steaming by this point. I have a little shower beer, which we mentioned last episode. And I come down, I'm pretty steaming, everyone else is steaming. I'm just like, now I'm ready for the night out. I don't know, it's just like a nice feeling.
I remember last year when we had our May Ball event at Mahjong, me and you were the only ones that didn't get into our suits straight away because we didn't trust ourselves at prees to not like spill down these expensive suits that we'd bought. Yeah, that was funny. And then we just left for a while to go and get changed.
That was good. Yeah, I made you stay in the room, didn't I? Once I got changed. Yeah.
And then you just started talking to my smart speaker, and you're like, "Play this song," and I was like, "What is he doing?"
Just fully took over your room.
Yeah,
that was a good night though.
It was
really
fun.
Enjoyed that.
I can't remember it though.
Yeah, neither.
I think there's something very important on a night out, and it's the day after. The best nights out are when you don't have to do anything the day after.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I've gone out having to do stuff the next day, and I've regretted it so much because I'm tired. I just want to sleep. But that night out, when you go out and you just party hard, knowing that the next day you can stay in bed all day.
Yeah, it's the one.
That's unbeatable.
I've never had a proper hangover. Like,
me neither.
Not one that has had me in bed all day, like, feeling like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I've had hangovers where like, a bit of a headache or my stomach's a bit upside down, but I've never had one that's like, oh my god, I cannot move. It's just, I don't know, maybe I've just not drunk hard enough in order to get to that point, but
yeah, I've had a few where I just want to curl up and die, to put it lightly. But yeah, I mean, I do like the feeling of going out and then having something on the next day, because I just find it so funny. Like, I'm hungover, don't want to be there, but I have stuff to do, and don't know. It's a
just
good way.
Show up to wherever you are with a hoodie on, hood up,
glasses on. It's a good way to get out of bed though, as well, rather than just feeling sorry for yourself like I usually do.
I also have, when I'm drunk, I have the shortest night's sleep, but the best night's sleep of my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I will get back at 2 a.m. I'll be absolutely hammered, and I'll fall asleep instantly, like within 2 minutes, unconscious. Fall asleep, and I wake up at 8 a.m., 7:30 a.m., which is earlier than I normally wake up, and but I wake up thinking, wow, I have not had a night's sleep that good for ages, and I'm like ready for the day.
Yeah, I feel that. Speaking of little naps, siestas, if you will, Angelo, do you want to tell us a little bit about Gran Canaria and your upbringing?
I love Gran Canaria. I think Gran Canaria is a fantastic place, and probably, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with me in the future, but it might be one of the places I end up going and living there for a long time, because my family's there, first of all. My girlfriend's family's there. Great weather, everything. It's unbeatable, honestly. It's one of the best places you could be. I mean, it's called paradise for a reason. But yeah, it's a fantastic place. Some people ask me why I'm here, and I'm not in Gran Canaria. Why did I choose the UK? But in terms of like the job I wanna do in my future, it's not that good, and money wise, it's not as great, because, well, it's not an island specifically designed for like sports and journalism. It's more like towards tourism.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got everything you wanna have in a good place. So
Yeah, you said you chose the UK, but you chose Plymouth, which I can't wrap my head around. Like, you've gone from Gran Canaria to Plymouth. I mean, no disrespect to Plymouth, but
Plymouth is great.
it is great. I do
love
like
Plymouth.
it, but it's not the prettiest place.
It depends what pretty is for you.
True.
Because Plymouth has obviously, well, today's not the best day to say, but it's got nice weather.
It is pissing it down, by the way.
Yeah,
You've got the sea as well. Like
you've got the sea
is a huge.
and for
thing.
me, that's something very important. Being from an island and always like growing up near the sea, that was something very important for me, because one thing I really enjoy doing is just going out on walks near the sea, because I just find that very relaxing for my mental health, and just going for a walk with my music on and just looking far, far away.
Yeah.
That I just find that very relaxing. For example, I could never do that in a place like, I don't know, Manchester or London or anywhere like that.
That's true. It's very busy.
And obviously, like, I'm from an island, and it's not a place which is massive. Usually I'm surrounded by not many people, and I kind of know everyone. And Plymouth feels a bit like that. It's a small place. Pretty much everyone knows each other. And it's not like a packed city. And that's something I really don't like. So I think Plymouth was a very, very good place for me. Yeah. The only bad thing it has, which at the end of the day is a positive, is what it is, like, geographically. It's like at the bottom of the UK, which is like far away from, for example, my girlfriend in Edinburgh, or one of my best mates who lives in Bournemouth. So it's like far away from them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm here by myself. I've got my space. I've got my freedom, which is also nice. But obviously, it's got pros and cons.
Yeah, of course. Joe, you're a Plymouth boy at heart. Well, Tavistock, little village.
Yeah.
How do you find Plymouth? Is it okay?
I love Plymouth.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of like coming here at the weekends with my mum and dad in the car just to go shopping or do something. And then when I was a bit older, I'd come in by myself with my friends. And when I got to the point where I was going to go to university, I thought I could go up to somewhere like Sheffield or Manchester or Liverpool, but I decided that Plymouth would probably be better for me because I'm quite an anxious person, and I didn't want to move out at first, and my mum was relentlessly pushing. She's like, Joe, you want to move out, you want to go, because if you go out with your friends, it's going to be hard for you to get down to Tavistock again in the evening. But if you stay in Plymouth, you'll be able to like be with your friends throughout the entire night, and you'll just have a better uni experience. So I thought, yeah, I'll go to uni in Plymouth, and I'll live in Plymouth. And that's turned out really well, because I love Plymouth, I'm comfortable here, and it's helped me like reduce my anxiety to a better level. And yeah, I don't regret it for a second. I think Plymouth is a lovely place, even though it's no Manchester and it's no London or anything, but it's got a lot of personality for what it is, like Angelo said.
A lot of character.
It's got its own beauty.
Walking by the sea is something that cleanses my mind, just like you said about mental health. If I'm having a bit of a shit day, I'll go and walk down by the Hoe, look at the lighthouse, look at the water, and I'll feel a bit better. And that doesn't happen often, but I still go for walks on the Hoe frequently, and it's just something about Plymouth that gives it more appeal. And as much as it is a bit frustrating that you don't have like some of the shops that you'll find in Cardiff or London or something, Plymouth its personality makes up for that, and the stories that we have, all three of us, because we've all been exploring Plymouth for 3 years and we've been to many places together. The stories we have to tell make it all worth it, really.
Yeah, very well put. I'd like to give a big shout out to Plymouth and another shout out to Gemma McCormick for pushing our boy to be here today.
I also want to mention one thing, and it's not only about the place, because the place is not the most important. It's about the people that make the place. And I'm very lucky with the people I met here in Plymouth. I think I'm taking loads of friends for the future, and I think that's something very common that people from Plymouth have. They're very kind, they're very welcoming, and I think that's the best thing you could possibly ask for a place.
Me and Angelo actually almost met in Southampton.
Almost. It's a fantastic story.
I've never heard this before.
For uni, Plymouth was one of my main choice Mahjong, but I also had Falmouth and Southampton as some of my options to go to journalism. And I went on an open day, and me and my mum and my dad from Tavistock, we all woke up really early, drove all the way to Southampton, which is a horrible drive from here, by the way, really horrible drive. But we got to Southampton and had the open day. It was a lovely uni, really cool campus, but I decided that Mahjong was for me, and I went to Mahjong. I didn't really see much of you through first year because of COVID, and I spent most of it living at home, but we'd agreed to live together, me, Angelo, and 4 others, and we got to living in the house, and me and Angelo got quite close quite quick, and we were talking about Southampton because Angelo was like, oh, I've been to Southampton for an open day as well, and like, oh, what day did you go on the open day? Turns out we had both gone to the Southampton University open day on the exact same time, and he was there like 2 hours before me.
God, that's crazy.
So we both could have ended up on the same course in a different city, or we could have both walked past each other. Like, if we were there at the same time, we could have walked past each other on the campus and not known we were going to live together the following year.
God, small world.
It's really cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a cool story.
I remember we first met on the open day. I remember we sat next to each other, didn't talk a lot.
Both really shy.
Very anxious, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, later on, we blossomed into this beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
And when I first met you, I always remember just one memory. I think it was like outside of the cafe. Is that where we first met?
Yeah, my mum was with me.
Yeah, your mum was with you, yeah. You're like this little Spanish boy. Oh, bless you. I remember I was talking about Fernando Torres to you.
Yeah. I think that was
the common ground.
That was the first connection we had.
Yeah.
Because one of my idols growing up was Fernando Torres. And then you said that you were like a massive Liverpool fan. And yeah, I think that was a great link we had at the beginning.
Football's like an international icebreaker, isn't it?
It really is.
It's really good.
It's the best icebreaker ever, like between guys mostly.
Yeah.
Obviously some women, but mostly guys.
Yeah. I've made some very good friends just because of football, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. You guys okay so far?
I'm a bit waved, if I'm honest.
I really like it.
That's staying in.
Yeah. We're podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
We're podcasting.
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of zoned out there. So, we were talking about earlier about you guys, like little walks. Do you listen to music on your walks?
Oh, hell yeah.
You do. So I want you two to go through your like favourite tracks at the minute, favourite artists.
Oh, I'm going to get my phone
Give
out.
some recommendations to us, if you can.
So, I'm going to start off with the recommendation that you made to me, and you already know what it is. Baby Keem.
Oh, yeah.
I've had quite a stable music taste for the last couple of years. And around sixth form time, I kind of discovered hip hop and what it was, because growing up, I loved trap music, which is a subgenre of hip hop. But I always thought growing up that trap EDM, which is another part of EDM, was what trap was. So I listened to a lot of Air Record, and I still like it, but I learnt that I actually preferred the hip hop variant of trap, and I thought, and I discovered artists like 21 Savage and Drake and Future and all of these people, and I thought, yeah, this is what I like. I don't necessarily agree with what they say in their songs, but it's mainly the beat. Until I realised Metro Boomin, the producer, is my favourite producer. It's just a song by him I pick up on instantly. I can Mask Off by Future, for example. I love that song, and then I learnt that Metro produced it, and I was like, that makes so much sense. That was one time where I didn't realise that he'd produced it, but I can normally pick up on one of his songs now, and a lot of my music taste is Metro, but at the moment, I'm listening to a lot of Baby Keem, as Ryan recommended to me.
Two phone. I love Baby Keem.
I personally listened a lot at the moment to the songs Orange Soda. I kind of over-listened to that one. 16, which is good. Lost Souls, I like that one. And Do-Rag Activity and Family Ties with Kendrick as well.
Quite literally music to my ears.
The
Beautiful.
Kendrick Beat Switch is something else.
Yeah.
But even though I love Baby Keem and that's a newfound like interest, I will still remain like committed to Metro and 21 Savage's combination. Many Men, the first 5 seconds of that song are genuinely the most perfect 5 seconds of music I've ever heard. I could talk about it for hours, but I'll let Angelo go on about some of his music tastes.
Yeah, Angelo, I know you listen to a lot of Spanish music, predominantly.
Yeah, I didn't catch anything you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea about English music. I can listen to it, but I really don't. I just listen to Spanish music 24/7, mostly, well, Spanish, Latin, that kind of style. Lots of reggaeton, lots of trap, but always in Spanish. Right now, probably I would say Quevedo is at the very top in my list, and there's also a guy called Jay Whaler, who's very good, and he varies a lot between like very slow songs, because usually what I go for is like a slow song with some very good lyrics, usually about love, because I'm in love. So that's probably what I listen to the most. I also like hardcore rap, Spanish hardcore rap, because I don't know, it's just like I usually put it when I go on for a run or something like that, and I just need like that extra motivation and that extra like push. I kind of listen to rap. But if you ask me about anything, like any music at all in English, if you ask me after 2010, I'm out.
You introduced me to that song called Medusa by Amwell.
Oh, yeah.
That's still a song that I listen to because it's so like bouncy. It's
that's the kind of music.
That's the kind of like music I would listen to if I were on a run, because it's such a good song. Yeah. I'll play it to you later.
The only music in English I listen is One Direction, Justin Bieber, and that's it. Ooh. Honestly.
I find it funny that he like.
And the only reason I listen to that is because in Spain, when I used to go to school, I always had the radio on, and those were the songs that they played on repeat.
I feel sorry for you.
No, because I mean it made sense. Like, imagine me going to school, I don't know, 2010, 2011. The only thing that was popular at the time was Justin Bieber with Baby and Love Yourself, and that was the things that were rocking on the radio, and that was the only thing. And after that, I just started getting into trap, rap, and I just stopped listening to English music.
Imagine like just putting your Angelo's playlist on shuffle and him listening to some hardcore trap Spanish music beat, and then it just going to What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. It's just hilarious.
It's a lovely little mix.
Yeah.
So I mostly listen to music when I'm getting ready. And speaking of getting ready, I'm actually genuinely interested. Do you guys moisturise?
Yes.
Yeah? I thought you would, Ange. I just had that incline.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Mainly with like the face wash that I use in the shower, but I really should use like face cream. I've got some in my drawer. I just forget to use it every day, and my skin's not that good, but it's something I'm working on. But moisturising, do it.
I started doing it recently, because it gets really dry, like under my eye, and then I just rub it in there, and it's nice. I've got dry ass elbows as well.
I think everyone does. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
elbows are weird.
Yeah. Well, I started like moisturising my face not very long ago. It wasn't like encouraged by me. It was my girlfriend who encouraged me to do it, because like sometimes I was with her and she was like putting all these creams on her face, like this mask and stuff like that. I was like, "What is that for?" And she said, "Come with me." And I had like this thing that you put on your nose or like the black spots.
Oh yeah.
She put me like a mask, and then my face was completely dry. And I was like, "What? I can't move." And I was speaking like that all the time. And after that, she said, "Oh yeah, you need to buy this cream." I was like, "Okay." And to be fair, I really I thank her a lot, because I can notice that my face is so much softer, and especially with the pimples, is it called?
Yeah.
I've grown much less now, and I don't know, I just love it. I've got a Nivea like face wash, which I usually use after I take the shower, and then I just use like normal moisturizer for my face before I go to sleep, and that's it.
Cool. Some routine. I was going to talk about hair routines, but if you're wearing hats today,
Yeah, that's
which
not
is
normal,
quite
really.
unfortunate. Yeah.
I mean,
do you have anything special that you do with your bonnet?
I've got just one thing special, and the only shampoo I could use is H&S. Only.
Is there any reason?
I try other shampoos, and they they leave my hair like greasy, or like, I don't know. It's just very strange, because I've tried many others and I just don't like the texture it leaves on my hair. And the normal H&S, like the classic, is the only one that I like, and I've always used that one since I'm a kid.
Oh, lovely.
I use Alberto Balsam, I think it's called. Do you know the one? It's like
Yeah.
it's like the tall, like pink raspberry shampoo and the
Yeah,
conditioner. That's what I go for. I like the smell of it. That's pretty much as it goes. And I normally, when I'm not wearing a hat, I do my hair up, and I use Got to Be, like it's in a silver tub with a blue lid, and Got to Be Beach Matte Paste, it's called.
Yeah, I used like a similar.
That's
thing,
what I used to
yeah.
put my hair up, and it actually took a while to train my hair, because originally I put my hair up that way, and then I realised that that's how I like to look at it in a mirror, but when other people look at me, it wasn't the direction I
it's
liked
flipped,
it.
yeah.
So it took me like a month to train my hair to go the other way, but that's pretty much all I do with my hair.
Wait, do you used to go to the left, like your left?
Yeah, so I used to go to my right, because
okay.
when I looked in the mirror, it would be facing right, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. But then I realised it went to the left in every photo of me. And I was like, I hate that. So I moved it to the left, and no one noticed. But yeah,
Cool. Little switch up.
yeah.
Love that. So on appearance, I want to talk a little bit about clothing, because Angelo, I think you're a very well dressed man, and Joe, you've changed your style hugely this year, which
Massively.
I rate. So if one of you'd like to start, just talk about what you wear.
Well, I made a big change not long ago, and I just started to. I've always been interested in fashion, and I think it's something mostly like people say that fashion is for women, but I disagree a lot with that, and I think men can enjoy going shopping and can enjoy looking at clothes and trying on clothes, and that's something I really enjoy, because obviously it depends on the weather and everything, and you can get more or less layered up. And I usually, right now, I just go for like a more baggy style, because I discovered that it's more like what I feel comfortable with. But in the past, like growing up, I used to wear like these brands, like everyone, I think they used to, Nike and Adidas and stuff like that. But the more I started growing up, I really understood that brands were not my thing. And if you actually look at me when I dress, I always use basic colors, and you probably would never see me with like a branded like t-shirt with a massive logo. Usually it's like a phrase and a massive drawing at the back. But I'm not a big fan of brands, because I just don't really like it the way it styles. But to be honest, I just pick things that I like, and that's it. I don't really pay attention. I think it's just like naturally integrated in me, and I just go with the flow, really.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to talk about how you've changed as well, Joe?
Yeah, so it's pretty much Angelo's fault that my bank account is screaming at me.
It is.
Throughout second year, when we were living together, Angelo was like, oh, I hate your skinny jeans. And I was like, thanks, Angelo.
He was wearing skinny jeans in 2022. Like,
It's not the one.
not even skinny jeans, super skinny jeans.
Oof.
Yeah, they were like
spray on.
tight. They weren't quite spray on, but they were.
He was literally wearing leggings.
There's one photo of us. I'll send it to you so you can. You're in the photo actually. It's from first year.
I think,
I'll send you the photo. It's a load of the journos all stood together on like the Plymouth Hoe, and my legs look like sticks. And I'm like, I'd never thought of it as a problem, but I just like skinny jeans. And Angela's like, oh, come on, man, sort it out. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to. But in December, I was like, for my New Year's resolution, I'm gonna change the way I dress because I think it will make me feel more confident, and that's ultimately what I want because I have quite a bit of anxiety, and I have made some changes this year. I bought like a varsity fleece, so it's like grey Nike fleece with white arms. And you said a lot about brands and stuff. I do like my brands, but I don't go for brands because they are what they are. I love a plain coloured t-shirt or jumper because I just like the way plain looks. But when it comes to brands, if I like the way something is styled, I'm more than happy to go for it. I like the stripes that Adidas often do on sleeves, so I'll try and work that out. But in terms of my overall style, I first of all started wearing baggier jeans, which I think has been a big improvement, hasn't it?
It has been
100%.
It's been a massive improvement. I'm so proud.
I've just also put more effort into like matching things properly. So instead of just looking at a wardrobe, chucking a hoodie on with some skinny jeans, I'd wear my brighter jeans, and then I'd think about what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing my grey and white varsity fleece, and I'm like, I'll wear blue jeans with that, and then I'll wear a white jumper underneath, and then my black and white shoes, which I bought as well to match, and my bank account is screaming at me, but I think it's worth it because I do feel better about myself for making those choices. But yeah, it's your fault.
I think the most important thing with clothing is feeling good with them, and I think
100%.
I think a very big important and a very big thing, about clothing is expressing yourself with it. I think the more colors you wear, the more extravagant you look. It shows a bit how you are, and also I think you can understand a lot by someone, like the way they dress oftenly, or the way they style their hair or stuff like that. You can really tell what their preferences in life are. But honestly, with me, it's a bit different. I just don't really know how I do it, but I just do it. It's not like I don't think about it. I just do it.
I can relate to that because at first I was like, constantly worried, like, does this match? But now I don't really think about it. I just think, right, darkish coloured jumper, I'm going to wear the blue jeans today, and then I'm going to wear the black and white shoes, and I don't think about it anymore. But I am glad, and I agree with you that it's not really a women's thing, fashion. I started watching Tim DeSaint on YouTube, who's really good, and he made me realise that it's about what you feel good in yourself, and no one cares what you're wearing unless you wear something really extravagant and you like take the room away. But me and Angelo showed up at lecture last week with a blazer on, with some jeans and some trainers on, because we wanted to wear smart casual, and I was like, that's so cool. But it's just because we felt like doing something different, and I think it's always a bit of fun to experiment with what you're wearing. And if you want to wear brands. If you don't want to wear brands, there's nothing wrong with that. My favourite jumper that I own is just a plain blue jumper from H&M that cost me 10 quid. That's not a bad thing at all. And a lot of people might think, I'm not wearing this £100 Gucci jumper, or I'm not wearing this Nike jacket, or I want to buy this £300 North Face coat. It doesn't matter. It's whatever makes you feel confident when you look in the mirror, and that will make you feel better when you go outside.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think you have to, well, for me, if I look good, I feel good. Like, if I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I look good today.
You're a very well-dressed man,
sets me
to
up.
be fair.
Thank you. I mean, today I'm just wearing blacked out completely. Just trackies. Got my Brockhampton t-shirt on. Cute. So, going on from music, we'll talk about uni, as we're all third-year university students. I just want to know your best experiences and a little bit of advice as well, if you have any.
It's coming to an end.
It is.
It's getting close to the end, and honestly, I'm a bit scared at the same time. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm a bit scared because it's been 3 years of my life.
It's flown by.
It's flown by, honestly.
It's mental how fast it's gone.
I cannot really put words to how fast it's gone. It seemed like it was yesterday when I got to the UK with my mom to like meet everyone, and actually, because when I got here to Plymouth, I had never been here in Plymouth. It was like the first time, and it literally seems like yesterday, but I've gone through so many things, that honestly it's been a beautiful experience.
Have you got one standout experience whilst being here?
Wow, one. I'd probably say the first time I started working for Plymouth Argyle, because I think that was the time I actually realized what I really wanted to do. I always had this obviously when you come to uni you have your objectives. Well, some people just come here for the ride, but mostly you've got an objective and you kind of know what you want to achieve at the end of it. But actually getting the experience and getting the hours into it made me realize how much I wanted that. And when I started working for Argyle, I really understood that football was one of my priorities in life, and football also was kind of the subject I wanted to spend my life on. Although I have loads of interest in other sports. I love F1 like Joe. I love paddle with, probably you guys won't even know about that sport. I like basketball. So I love many other sports, but getting that, like the buzz of being inside the pitch, recording next to the players, getting that like pressure of doing everything on time, because otherwise if you don't get the information through like at the exact minute you need to, everyone's gonna be on top of you saying, hey, what's the goal, what happened, blah blah blah. Like getting that pressure, I really enjoy that. And I don't know, I would say probably that's one of the best things on my like academic side.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
I love that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, uni for me has been quite an eye-opening experience because, like I've said many times, anxiety has been something that I didn't realise I had at the start of uni, and I always just called myself a worrier. I said that with air quotes for those that are just listening, but yeah, anxiety is something that has been quite hard for me to deal with, but realising that I can actually get out of my house and go and do things, and there are people that I've made such great friends that all care about me, and that's probably been the standout thing about uni. Of course I've got like career aspirations. Reaching F1 is my biggest aspiration, and I've always been a big dreamer, but it's probably the friendship and some of the practical skills that we've learnt on our course as well that have helped me get over this anxiety. For example, 2 years ago, the thought of doing this podcast, there's a camera pointing at me right now, and I'm talking into a microphone, and that I probably would have frozen up and I would have been stiff and talking really quietly and completely unsure what to do. But now I feel totally confident walking into a room, talking into a microphone for an hour and looking at a camera and just having a good chat with my friends. So yeah, university's been great, and I am nervous about going into the big world and having to pay tax and live by myself, because I call university the training wheels of being an adult. We've got the student loan behind us to help us out, but as soon as we graduate, that's gone, and it's all down to us to be an adult then. So it is nerve-wracking, but my anxiety's got a lot better since I've been to uni, and I can walk out of it knowing that I've got great friends that I've made, and I've ultimately become a better version of myself that I probably wouldn't have been if I'd have just gone straight into employment after sixth form.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think, well, both of us, like looking at you and then just like reflecting on myself, we've came a huge way. Like we're a little anxious, like I said earlier, little anxious boys in our little open day.
Yeah. And
now we've grown up essentially, and yeah, got a lot of confidence. I have. I assume you have too. I don't want to speak for you.
It's a pretty hard thing if you're feeling anxious to get confidence, because you walk outside and you think, oh, maybe everyone's just looking at me and judging me, but realistically, no one cares, and you're just a person at the end of the day. You're one of 8 billion people on the planet, and you're going to make mistakes. Everyone does, and everyone's going to do good things, and everyone's going to make mistakes, but ultimately it's how you learn from those mistakes and become a better person that matters. And you've made friends, we've all got friends, and the people supporting you around you are the people that are important, because if you do make a mistake, it's important to learn from it, but also the people around you will be there to support you and make you feel better about it, and that's what's important.
100%. Angelo, earlier you touched on like aspirations and what you want to do as a career. Do you want to talk about what you want to do?
More than what I want to do is what I want to be, and I want to be happy, regardless of whatever I do. Because obviously I do have an objective in mind, and I want to work in something related with sports and football. But I mean, life is so unpredictable, and you really don't know where you're gonna end up. But I just try to be happy whatever I'm doing. I mean, I might end up being, I don't know, a Twitch streamer. I might end up working.
That would be awesome, to be fair.
I mean, anything could possibly happen, but just being happy with whatever I do and finding the beauty of any other job. Because as much as I would want to work in football, I know that it's a very competitive market, and I know that it's difficult to not only get a job there, but also maintain it for the next 25, 30 years of my life. Well, even more than that, like 30 years. So just pretty much be happy in whatever I do. Try to find something I enjoy, and if I don't enjoy it, try to find the beauty of it, because everything has its positive and its negatives. So I would say that.
That's a beautiful answer. You're such an elegant man. Like,
Definitely.
It's the Spanish in you, I guess. What about you, Joe? Got any aspirations or?
Yeah, so F1 has always been my target. I'm wearing the Mercedes hat right now, but my base thing, just like Angelo said, is happiness. Mental health is important, and I've learnt that since university, but mental health is important, and my overall aim is to be happy. Every day I wake up, I'm happy, and financial comfort as well is important. I want to be on a wage where I can afford to do things I enjoy, and I don't need to be a millionaire to be happy, but I can just live my life, and outside of that, as long as I love my job, I'm happy. And this is where all these puzzle pieces slot together. If I can find a job that pays well and is enough for me to live comfortably, makes me happy, and I wake up looking forward to going to work in the morning, then I'm going to be the happiest man on the planet. F1 has always been where I want to be, and I am working hard to get there, but there are other areas that I want to explore, such as the tech YouTube channel that I'm going to be working on for my dissertation. There are lots of areas that I want to learn and grow and become a better person in, personally, but also in the workplace as well. Become more confident, be able to have like multiple business adventures going on at one time, because having your own business is a cool idea. I don't know if that's something that you care about, but
yeah, it's always a thing that I've had in the back of my head, and I've always wanted to have my own clothing brand. And I think my life would be complete if I'm capable of dressing with my own brand.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That would
because
be nice.
I would love to make a brand of clothes that I like, that I enjoy wearing, and just wear that because it is what I like, it is my style. And if people buy it, well, they buy it, because I mean, I think I've got like a pretty basic style, and you can, I think it's probably not hated the way I dress. I don't dress like very weirdly or anything. It's just like very simple. It's jeans, t-shirt, and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to have my own brand. But going back on what you said, and on objectives, I think in order to achieve an objective, it's very important the people you're surrounded by during that process, because it's difficult to achieve something just by yourself. I think you definitely can do it by yourself, obviously, if you're that strong-minded, but I always like to be surrounded by good people, like my family, my girlfriend, my friends, and I think that everyone adds up something to me, and everyone helps me find a nice way of exploring and kind of looking life in a different way. And I think the more people help me on, and the more surrounded I am by people, the closer I get to my objective.
I agree with you on that. The people around you are important, and that's something that I've worked on a lot since uni, making sure other people are okay. I feel, and that's also another lesson that I've learned a lot more recently, being happy with how other people are doing and other people's successes makes me happier as a person. And I probably wouldn't have thought that coming into uni, but because I didn't really have a huge circle of friends, but my friendship circle has become a lot bigger since coming to uni, and I now care a lot about the people I'm around, and a message once every day or two asking how someone is and what they're getting up to, and just making sure that they've got someone that they know is there for them no matter what. I think that's important, because if you've got a friend that makes sure your mental health is good, you're going to be in a better place to be able to do your best work. And we all want to achieve a dream. We've all got a dream that we want to go to. It might be you with football and your clothing brand, or me with Formula One, or you with your journalism, or your filming, or your documentary making passions. We've all got dreams, and if you've got the people around you, like you said, that care about you, then you're going to get there a lot quicker.
If I ever have a clothing brand, I'm going to call you, Ryan, so that you can make my spot, like recording something.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
I'll
be there.
And if you want to do an F1 collab, you know who to call.
I know who to call.
We've got each other. We have great links. So before we head off and conclude this episode, I want from each of you, I want a hot take, so like an unpopular opinion, and a pet peeve, so something you hate, you'd love to see just disappear. So I'll start with Joe.
Okay,
hot take, if you would.
A hot take is condiments. You know where I'm both going with this.
Yeah, we've been through this before.
Condiments suck. Mayonnaise, like when someone is putting mayonnaise on chips or something, and you see like the little pile that's building up, it makes me cringe from head to toe. I hate condiments. And we even have arguments about what condiments actually are. I call Nutella and anything that you put on top of something a condiment. So butter, nope. Mustard, nope. Ketchup, no thank you.
Barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce is my exception, because
there it is.
I like that on a pizza. Pizza Hut do a good barbecue sauce pizza, but yeah, condiments are just not it for me. I don't know what it is about them, but they just make me shiver. What about you, Angelo?
I'm trying to think. Ryan told me to think about it before, and I forgot.
I did.
Hot take.
Did do your prep.
One thing that I hate.
Yeah, anything.
I hate fake people. I hate when
that's
people.
A great shout.
I hate when people act like something they're not. That's one thing. I mean, the people that know me know that I'm a very relaxed person, and it's very difficult to get me annoyed. And I've got a lot of patience, and I'm the most chill guy you could probably meet ever. But when I find someone that tries to impress me and tries to like show off everything he has, and I just cannot handle it, honestly. I'm like, well, why are you doing that? I actually feel shame for them, because in life you've got to be happy with what you have. I mean, if you've got money, you've got money. If you don't have, you don't. But that having money doesn't make you much better than someone who doesn't. Like, money obviously helps in life, but you can have as much money as you want, and you're not gonna be happy if you're not in the right place. So I would say fake people, honestly. I've met, unfortunately, loads during my life, and it's not something I really enjoy.
I think that lines up with my pet peeve pretty well. My pet peeve is people that will go back on their word. So people that will say they do something and they just don't do it. I think we're all guilty of not following up to our commitment sometimes, and we might be late to something, or we might just completely forget. But it's the people that say, "Oh, I'll do this for you," and they don't, or someone that sets you up and makes you feel like, oh, okay, I can really trust this person, and then they let you down at a really important time. I think that's my pet peeve. But I would like to give an honourable mention to getting your pocket caught on a door handle, because that puts me in a bad mood.
Or just any of your pockets.
Have you ever walked through a hallway or walked through your kitchen or something, and you've got your pocket caught on a door handle or on a drawer or the corner of a room, and you get snagged, and you're like, oh my god, it makes me so angry. I can't explain
that is a pain.
The rage that goes through my head.
Talking about pockets, one thing that annoys me, and this is like, so as a guy, I always wear my phone on the right pocket.
Yeah.
And everything else, my wallet, my headphones, my keys, everything I could possibly carry, I wear it on the left. and on the right I just have my phone. And when I find people wearing their phone on the wallet and other things on the right, I just get really annoyed. Like, the phone has to go on the right.
It does.
By itself, like all alone.
Do you have a different system when you're wearing a coat? Because I have a coat system and a non-coat system. So, like, if I'm wearing a coat, right coat pocket phone, left coat pocket AirPods, and then left jean pocket jeans.
No.
That's what
everything
I go for.
has to go in the left side.
In the jeans?
All together. Like a
That's
big,
mental.
like a big pile of things here. And when you try to find, you get everything out, and you go, not this, not this. It looks like a. Do you know? Do you have Doraemon here?
I'm not familiar. No.
It was it's like a cartoon, and it used to be like a kids series, and he was like a small like panda, and he had a pocket in his belly, and he just kept getting like weird objects from the belly, and it called like the magic pocket.
That would be really useful, to be fair.
Yeah, well,
It would.
Doraemon.
Well, thank you to you both for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure.
Next week, hopefully, we're getting on some Plymouth fans. And we're going to do a little Plymouth Argyle special. Something that, obviously, you're fond of, Angelo, working for Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, we're on our way to the championship.
We are.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
One certain thing is that we're on our way to Wembley.
Yeah.
2nd of April.
Yeah, it'll be a great match.
Beautiful.
Lovely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for your time, man.
And it's been a pleasure. Bye
No
bye.
worries. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Oh, I'm so waved. I don't know if what I said makes sense.